Everyone, welcome back to the third part of our ICO DApp project. This is where we left in the last video. So if you haven't watched the last two videos where we have built the contract and all the functionality, so make sure to watch those two videos. Now we're going to simply start working where we left in the last video. So we are done with all of this component. Now we're going to start working on token info. So let's send the prop. It's going to be currency. These two props we need in this token info component. So simply copy this detail and that's what we have to receive. So let's close all of this open folder. Come back to the component and we have to go back to token info and we have to receive the prop. So it's going to be detail and then we have to receive the currency. So we got these two prop, looks fine. Make sure to double check your spelling. Perfect. Now we have to simply start working on the JSX because we already have the data. So let's convert this div into a section. It will have a class. Let's call this token dash info post real and we'll have padding. Top is going to be 200. Padding bottom is going to be 150. Pretty good. Inside that we'll take a div. It will have a class called container. Inside that we'll take another div. It will have a class called row. Inside that we'll take a div. It will have a class called call excel8 offset. Inside that we'll take a div. It will have a class called token dash info dash dash title section title. Margin bottom is going to be 95. Text center text excel start, and inside that we'll take this h5 and it will have a class called section title subtitle. Inside that we can display our title, so we'll say ICO coin dex token. So that looks great. Now we have to take this h2. It will have a class. Let's call this section title will display our title ICO token and we'll have a break and we'll say details and sell. Perfect. So it looks pretty good. Now we have to work on the body section. So we can simply come back here, live 3 div. Now we have to take a div. It will have a class called row. Inside that we'll take a div. It will have a class called call large 4. Inside that we'll take a div. It will have a class called token info dash dash image. In that we can take the image and we already have that in the asset folder. So let's get that from token folder and we'll say token info image png. There it is. Perfect. Now we have to display the details. So we can come back here. We can take a div. It will have a class. Let's call this column large 8. Inside that we'll take a div. It will have a class called token info dash dash info wrap ul li. Inside that we'll take a ul. It will have a class called token dash info dash dash list token dash info dash dash start. Inside that we'll take a li. It will have a h4. Let's display the title. Going to be token supply total supply. You can see that. Now we can simply display the data. So we already have the data in the detail. So we can say detail and from there we can get the supply. Perfect. And you can display the symbol as well. Perfect. You can see this is the supply we have created for our token and that's what's reflecting. Now we can simply come back here and simply copy and replicate this and change the data. So this will be called sold token. This will be called sold token and we're going to have the symbol. Currently we haven't sold any token, that's why it's 0. So the logic we have implemented is everything's looking great. And let's convert it to a number. Now we can simply copy and replicate it and this will be our minimum transaction. And let's remove this and change this to 10 token transaction. Let's call it C. Perfect. Now we can simply come here and we can simply leave that one, come back to the UL down and we can take another one. It will have a class called token info dash dash list token info dash dash end. Inside that we'll take a li and it will have a h4. We'll say token market value and we already have the data, so we can simply do the calculation. First we have to convert the number, so it's a supply, then we have to simply multiply with the price. We'll say token price, so we can able to know that what is the current market value of the entire token. So looks perfect and we can display the currency. Perfect. Now I can simply copy and paste here. Let's change the title. Is going to be fund raised and here we're going to simply do the calculation, the number of tokens sold. So user will pay the money, so let's convert it to a sold token and the rest would be fine. Simply copy and paste here, change this to acceptable currency, remove this one and say ETH, BTC, LTC. So these are the section we have. Now we can work on the decorative element. So we can come back here, we can take a div. It will have a class called token dash info dash dash shape. Inside that we'll take a div. It will have a class called shape dash dash one, and it will have the image. So the image will come from the asset folder slash image slash shape tie shape png, and simply copy and paste here and change this to 2, and this will be 2. Perfect. So that's the entire section we have for this. Let's make on the big screen to see. You can see it looks absolutely perfect. We have the images, we have the title and description, and all the cards are looking absolutely great. Perfect. Now we have to work on the token one. So come back here, close this one, and this is the one we have to work. So in that we don't need to send any props, so we can simply start working on the straight away to the token component. So let's make it side by side. Click here, bring on the left hand side. Perfect. So first thing, we have to convert this to a section. It will have a class token padding top is going to be 125. Inside that we'll take a div. It will have a class called container functionality in our application. I hope you guys have understood and follow along with me. And now we're going to simply do the testing and going to fix all the variables, because right now we have work on the layout. There are a couple of places where we have to change the variable name. So that's what we're going to do in our last video, where we're going to fix every single thing and we're going to do the final testing. So let's move to the next video.